Well, carjackings are one of the biggest crime problems impacting not just Chicago, but many cities across the country. So many communities are trying to stop the growing problem. The Senate Judiciary Committee held a hearing on Capitol Hill last week. Cook County Sheriff Tom Dart testified that Chicago area carjackings have tripled over the last decade, and there's now about 1 every 4 hours. David Glaw is the president and CEO of the National Insurance Crime Bureau. He also testified at that hearing and joins us now. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
You've got a rich history in law enforcement, almost 30 years, time with the Department of Homeland Security. Let's start with, a lot of people have talked about why carjackings are happening so much more often, blaming everything from the pandemic to desperation. What do you think is the root cause?
You know, I've done this 30 years. My prior position was the Undersecretary for Intelligence at the Department of Homeland Security, and there's a lot of factors that go into crime. The COVID-19 pandemic surely had an impact on it. Schools were shut down, social services were shut down, high unemployment, and a real frustration in society. People were angry. And it's also, has been the retraction of law enforcement, the removal of some of their budgets and constraints, you know, to defund the police terminology. It's all impacted crime.
In Chicago and Cook County, there's a lot of discussion about the consequences or lack thereof, especially, you know, if it's a juvenile offender. So often they're immediately released on bond after being charged with a carjacking. Does that, do you think, play a role?
It does. Juvenile offenders have been a problem since I was a police officer in Houston. A lot of time the older gang members will task the juveniles to go out and commit the crimes knowing they're going to be released early or released right back on the street after a crime. So the juvenile laws and the deterrence has to be looked at by any municipality, county, or state.
One of the things Cook County Sheriff Tom Dart talked about when you two were in Washington testifying at that hearing is this notion of creating a database as well as getting more cooperation from car manufacturers. So when a vehicle is stolen, it perhaps could be instantly tracked.
That's an excellent idea. I know Senator Durbin and Senator Grassley were both championing it, bipartisan, looking at technical capabilities to identify the crimes as they're happening or after the fact to recover the vehicle. But we also have to look at preventing the crimes up front. More law enforcement out there, better intelligence to go after the criminals.
And how do we curb this epidemic? Because it's not just in Chicago.
No, it's not. We've got New York City, Washington, D.C., New Orleans, Philadelphia have all seen well over 150% increases from 2019.
But your organization also points out that auto thefts in Wisconsin are way up.
Yeah, auto thefts across the country are up 16% holistically, but in, I think, around 10 states, it's up over 40%. Chicago here, unfortunately, is up 54% this year compared to last year from the first of the year.
So when we look at solutions to the problem, I know there are holistic, systemic solutions that would help. Is there anything that you could say, oh, if we do this, this will have a more immediate impact?
First, you have to have a good strategy. It involves identifying the at-risk youth or people that are committing the crime and preventing off-ramps. So engagement in the community. We have to have a little more law enforcement officers out on the street, proactive community-style policing. And then you also have to have good laws on the book to prevent the crimes and have a deterrent effect.
And I was with state police today who are rolling out a huge program to put license plate readers on local highways. They've already put a lot of them on the Dan Ryan. They're rolling more out in the coming months. What role does that play in, you know, when a car is reported stolen, actually tracking it?
It's very effective. There's technology that's available that we've utilized in a post 9/11 environment. The question becomes privacy and what are the citizens willing to accept for better community safety.
All right, David Glaw, thank you so much. Appreciate your expertise and your input.